Hello everyone, it's Mish here and welcome to my channel. If you're new, thanks you for stopping by. I hope you like what you see and you want to become a subscriber. And for all my crafty friends and kindred spirits who have been going on this journey with me, I thank you so much for being here today and for all your lovely comments. It really just, you don't even know how it just makes me happy. So thank you so much. Today's going to be another day in the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge. So this is the book that I'm using this year. And if you want to see the other pages that we've done together, then it's in my playlist, Margarete Miller, on my channel. Today is week 23. Holy smokes. And the prompts are an empty bench or chair. And I've had this image for a long time. And I just kept waiting for the day to use it. So today's the day. A bold graphic pattern. So I'm going to use this as being quite bold. And I'm going to do that. And then some instructions. So I bought a tens machine just a while back. And there was an instruction book in French that I thought, oh, I'm going to save that for my collages. And that came in handy. So I'm going to use that. And then a piece of stationery with a unique design. I think this is a unique piece of stationery. Oh, and so does Chester. Hi, Chester. And a tree or plant in winter. And this is another image I've had for a while. And I looked through a bunch of the images that I have cut out and kept. And, well, that was a bench. But all these are sort of winter scenes. And I kind of auditioned them all, but I just had a feel for this one. So we're going to try to make this one do. And then a bonus, so I could swap one out or use the bonus as well. And this week I'm going to use the bonus too, and that's a label or tag from Food Packaging. And Norma, if you're watching, you probably recognize this label. This is from probably my favorite jam ever. And it's from the New Glasgow Preserve Company in PEI. And love it. Can't wait to go back this summer. And I'm actually going to get 2 jars this summer. So this was from a Haskap berry, which is like a blueberry, bottle of jam. So I thought when the bottle was finished, I'm going to cut that label off because I think I'm going to be able to make use of that at some point. So those are my prompts. Now, I'm kind of thinking of, okay, getting that one down in the background, and this pretty much has to go in this position because, I mean, I could cut it or do something with it, but it's going to pretty much go there. And then I'm thinking that I'd like to see that butterfly, so maybe I will put that a little bit higher. So maybe like there, and then my background, my bold print, and then we'll put the chair there. But I also have this, which is kind of a bold graphic pattern, and kind of thinking that I would, these are just scraps I found, and I'm kind of thinking I would do something like that, and then so let's just get a couple things down here. So I'm going to start by just getting these instructions down. I'm just going to use some tape runner here. And I have filmed this a bit ahead of time, trying to get some of my Margarete Millers done so I can kind of concentrate on some other projects. One of them is I have my own little weekly collage, which is just a little bit of fun. And if you're interested in that, there's one word for each week and a prompt, and so you just take it and just run with it. I also, if you want them, you can email me. My email address is down in the description box below. And that collage I post on a Wednesday. And then I also have a Facebook group started. So if you're interested in just joining the Facebook group, even if you're not doing the collage, you know, you're welcome to join and show projects that you are working on, and it just gives us a chance to be together as a little bit of a community. So the Facebook group, if you are interested, is Mish Crafty Community, and you can give that a go. All right, so I'm going to get this down. Chester, he wants something, but sometimes he just wants love and affection. Just like all of us, I guess. Oh, he can be noisy, that guy. See, the thing is that he gets his breakfast, and when I give him his wet food in the morning, I also put some dry food there. So he always has dry food all the day long. He has dry food that he can eat. And I have a fountain for him so he can get a nice little drink anytime he wants. And when he decides he's hungry, he just wakes up from whatever nap he's having, and he comes and just tells me. Instead of going to his dish and finding out that, oh, good, look, there's food there. So I'm thinking there. And then, so yeah, so he can be a bit demanding. I might have to cover that butterfly a little bit, because I was going to do that higher and that lower, but it didn't work. I was chatting. And then, because I'm thinking that that might just go in the middle, just as a joiner for them. So how high? Let me just get this as high as I can. And if I have to cover a little bit of the butterfly, that's fine, but that's part of the unique pattern. So I kind of want, or I guess that is too, at the top there. So I'm just thinking how far I could go with this. I could probably go up to there, I think. Is that straight? Because if I had to cut a little bit off. Okay, so I can go to there, and then this is going to go down the bottom. I do have a bit of washi tape I'm going to use to embellish afterwards. I want to save a little spot to tuck my prompt in. So I'm just going to just do the sides here and make it like a little pocket. Just ran out of tape. I try to use tape as much as I can just because it's less, it is less water liquid. Okay, so let's get this. All right, so how high? And so I'm looking on this side, the right-hand side, and I'm looking down below to try to get that border a little bit even. Just trying to get this and this a little bit even. Okay, and then I have a place there that can go. All right, so then this one here. Now I could have done a little frame around it, but like I said, I am going to use a little bit of washi. Now with this preserve, I'm going to actually, I was going to keep that on there, but I decided I'm going to take it off because I think that would kind of bridge them better. So I'm just going to get this down. Now I have pulled out a couple sticker books too, kind of add some stickers. Let me try. If I put this over like that far, it's going to hide some of those flowers, but I think that's fine. And then I can put that kind of in the middle there, which I think would, and then just try to embellish the sides. Or I could kind of do it off to the side, like so. I could do that. Like half, instead of putting it right in the middle. Yeah, I think I'll offset that a little bit. I think I'll put it right there. But before I get crazy about that, I've pulled out a couple washi tapes, and these are more like a wintry scene. So I'm thinking that I will get this down here and maybe go over to about where that flower is. And cut that off there, because then that can sit on there, and that forms like a little bit of a border. Maybe I will move it over because I'll take a little bit more off the bottom of this. And a little bit more, just trim a wee bit off the top there. I think I'll go about there. I have another one of these washies, and I'm thinking maybe I should have put this washi down there. Maybe. Because I'm thinking the colors don't really go up there. But I did pull another one. So let's just, Let's just get that. So we cut out there, but I was just in the process, I think, of taking up the trees. I've put down the other washi, which I like a lot better, and I've got my label down there. And then these trees, I think, would just go good kind of at the top here. And I don't want to cover over that top of that stationery. So we'll just go over to the stationery, which I like that. And then I was debating whether to put this one. This is one of my favorite washies with the gold, but I just don't really feel it has that vibe of what this overall spread is trying to accomplish. Now I did find this. This is like old washi. This is washi tape before there was washi tape, if you know what I mean. And I feel like this might go there, but in the meantime, I was looking at this, and I kind of like this tall, long flower to go there. And then I guess I wouldn't need the washi. So I was kind of thinking, because this kind of matched the color theme, I was thinking of putting that right there. And I think that goes brilliantly. So we'll just leave that. And then I had been wanting, so when I was thinking about the spread, I'd already kind of thought about one of these butterflies because they give me that kind of frosty feel with the way that they're colored. And so then in my other little planner, I found this little wreath. And I think that it would go, just the colors would go with the spread. So I'm going to put that down. And then I was just deciding which butterfly, which I think will go with this one, to kind of put in our little circle there. And then, do we think it needs something else? Like maybe a little something here, maybe a little something right along the edge there. Or I don't really want to put a bunch of butterflies and stuff because we've got one and it's more of a, not really a winter scene, but I can't really even get this. The prompts to me, especially because I'm out of winter now and the last thing I kind of want to think about at this point is winter. But because that was one of the prompts, then we needed to go with that. But I'm just thinking maybe if we had just another little flower, kind of like a frosty flower. So there's that there, which you can't really see that well, but on camera, but it looks kind of cute there. And then this one here, it looks like I cut some of that off already. And what if I pretend like, oh, I know what I can do. I can pretend this is a scrapbook page. There, that settles more in my mind. And because I'm scrapbooking, then this could be an outdoor table and chair in winter. And then I'm just getting down this little hike that I went on, maybe. And that's where I took that photo, which I didn't really, but we can pretend. And then just maybe a little something on each side of here, possibly. The whole thing about adding stuff to your collage obviously is based on stuff that you have. Now there is a flower there, so I didn't really want one going the same direction. I'd want one going sort of opposite direction. Or what about these little ones? They kind of match the corners. So if I put kind of like that little one there, and then just on this side, the same type of flower, but just a different design, like so. And I think that looks, I think we got her all. I'm happy with that. So I think we'll leave it there for today. If you did like it, I'd love a like and subscribe if you'd like to do that as well. But until we meet again, I do hope you stay safe and well, and bye for now.